blood, sweat and tears in a contest that pushes the body to the limit. It's man against machine in a long road to nowhere. It's the morning of the Cambridge Indoor Rowing Championships, and tension is at fever pitch as Nik Big Bird Fleming prepares to take on his arch-rival Graham the Beast Benton in the heavyweight clash of the day. Nik is the local favourite. At 35, he's a former world champion and the current British #1. He's furious that Graham is trying to muscle in on his title.
I've been #1 for the last 2 years. Now, if Graham thinks he can just walk in here and take that position away, I'm afraid that's not going to happen. You know, I'm here and I'm here to stay, and I'll be here next year and I'll be here the year after.
Graham has travelled up early from Portsmouth and is getting in some early morning training by the river. He's the British #2, the man in form, and delighted to have the old man rattled.
And Nik is bound to be jealous perhaps of a younger guy coming into his category and upsetting the apple cart, so to speak, because he's had it his own way for quite a few years now. He's been the big man, and now all of a sudden there's someone else who's, you know, a similar big man in the sport. So, you know, a bit of healthy competition never hurt anyone.
As Graham and Nik psych themselves up for their contest, the lightweight events are already underway. Indoor rowing's one of the fastest growing sports in the country, played out on machines designed to exactly replicate conditions on the water. It demands power, fitness and technique. Graham arrives at the venue and is immediately on the lookout for Nik. In a sport where mind games play a crucial part, both men are quick to remind each other of their past encounters.
All right, Graham, how you feeling?
Very good, Nik. You?
Oh, not too bad, you know. Keeping fit.
You recovered after last weekend?
Oh, you know, that was a breeze for me. You know.
Yeah, I thought.
How did you? How about you?
Well, a young pup like me, mate, I recover very quickly.
I tell you what, you keep going on about this age thing, mate, but old dogs, mate, they have the last say on this. You know, you wait till later on. You wait till we're on the dance floor, mate.
See you at 2:15, Nik.
Someone who knows the strengths and weaknesses of both men is Graham's coach, John Goodall.
Nik is basically known for his endurance. I mean, he's 6'5", so he's got a lot of power at his disposal, but his endurance is second to none. Graham, on the other hand, is more known for his sprinting power and his explosive power. So you've got two completely different styles of rowing, but you put them together and they are so evenly matched. It's very difficult to call.
As the clock ticks down, Nik heads off for some last-minute physio. Graham stalks the hall and looks nervous.
Who do I think will win? I think Graham's going to edge it today.
The big boys' battle will be decided over 2,000 metres. Every painful second played out on the big screen at the front of the hall. With just half a second between Graham and Nik's fastest times, the results too close to call.
This is it. It's what we've been waiting for. This is the moment of truth, really.
Graham does a few final warm-ups. He's got Nik right alongside him on the grid.
It always is. Hopefully we'll be behind me at the end.
As they wait for the starter, Graham, the challenger, looks increasingly relaxed. Nik, the current #1, knows he's got everything to lose.
Gentlemen, pick up your handles. Attention!
Graham goes off like a train. The big screen tells the story. Graham in boat 5, edging ahead of Nik in 6. Nik must hang on in there and hope that Graham will fade. Halfway through the race, and Graham's still got his nose in front. But Nik's found an extra gear and is clawing it back. Graham's coach calls for one final effort. Has Nik got anything left in the tank? 200 metres to go and they're both running on empty. Graham crosses the line first. Nik finishes second, just metres behind. Graham is shattered, but triumphant. For Nik, defeat is hard to swallow.
That's as hard as it gets, it really was. Time's a little bit slower than I hoped, but it's just, from about 800 metres gone, I was on the edge, and that's a long, long way to try and carry on for another 1200 metres. The young dog's got me this time, but you wait, I will be back.
Very nearly stopped after about 1,000. Really had a mental battle in the middle. I'm glad it's over. Glad I won, very glad I won.
Okay, and the winner of the fastest man's trophy today, beating the big bird, Mr. Graham Benton!
Graham takes the title and the trophy. Nik can only chew on defeat.
Extremely frustrating that Graham's beating me. I mean, I'm the number one. I know I'm the number one, and for Graham to come into my hometown in Cambridge and actually take my event from me, I'm not happy. I'll be back. I'll be fighting for that number one position next time.
I'm delighted that I beat Nik today. I've got a 100% record against him this season, so obviously I was very pleased to maintain that, and it's fantastic to make the drive back to Portsmouth this one Glassway.
Stay with 4. John Wayne's on next in the classic western Hondo.